Jump scare. Hi, everybody. This is Unboxing Theories, showing my face. I'm actually just a little bit too lazy and too busy. Not too lazy. I'm too busy these days to do the videos that I've been doing for this channel where, they're faceless and they're just explaining different theories that I have on the different kingdom videos. And until they come out with another, I mean, I will go back to that style when they actually come out with a video that's in line with like the lore, assuming that happens. It's probably not gonna happen for a while. We all know that Dan has enlisted, so it's gonna be probably a while before that happens, before we get another mainline video, if you will, in their cinematic universe. But that's okay. But for this video, I wanted to, I felt like I had to talk about The Last Flower. Like, the kingdom, I can't call them the kingdom. I'm sorry, I still have to call them kingdom. It just seems too weird to put the in front of it. Okay. Kingdom are just they're really the only K-pop group I even follow anymore. I still like to listen to other K-pop groups now and then. But really I just listen to the older jams. I feel like K-pop is just getting a little bit darker as times go on. Not that, whatever. There's always been dark themes or whatever, but I don't know, just not really for me lately anyway. And I don't really like supporting the K-pop industry in terms of like, I just think it's a bad industry. I think all entertainment industries can be really, really dark, and I just think there's a lot of dark things in the K-pop industry. I'm not going to go into all this. Okay, this is so unnecessary. Either way, Kingdom are the only group that I still follow and I still support in some respects. I didn't buy this album this time. I don't know if I will. It's a very I didn't even actually look and see if they had it. I assume they have a physical album as well, but I think I'm just fine listening to it. Obviously, The Last Flower, I was beyond thrilled that they actually released it somewhere that I can listen to it that's not a YouTube video. Okay, I'm so excited. And by the way, if you obviously if you're here you love K-pop. I'm not trying to throw shade on any groups that you love or any artists, because I think that they're all talented and awesome. I just think the industry itself is really dark, and I think we all can agree that the labels and the CEOs are really freaky people. Okay, I think we can all agree about that. So I just want to make that clear. That's what I meant about K-pop being dark. Okay, so anyway, back on track. So finally we got The Last Flower released. Now, if I recall, The Last Flower came out right after the history, like they released it because it was after the history of Kingdom part, what was Dan's part 4? I think it was part 4. It's been a while, friends. But it was after Dan's um album came out. It was like this weird in between. I think Juan had just joined the team, because I'm pretty sure I remember Juan singing this song. And they randomly released this single, and we were all like, well, is it gonna be on the next album? And it wasn't, and then it wasn't on the next, and it wasn't on the, and we were like, are we gonna ever get this song? And then boom, Dan goes on leave, or not on leave, goes on, military duty, and we get this song. So it's kind of sad. Obviously, I've been watching all of the stages that they've been doing, and they look amazing, by the way. Mwah, chef's kiss. Of course, we have seen this on the stage before, but it's amazing to see it again. It's just sad with Dan not there, and Juan, to be honest with you. It's a what weird times, my friends. But anyway, Kingdom has been through a lot. We love them. They're still going strong. Um, but yeah, so this song though, the lyrics always catch me, right? And it really does feel like The Last Flower is an extension of the Song of Dan. I don't know if anybody else feels that same way. I don't think there are any lore implications here. I really do think they were like, this song sounds good. Maybe it was supposed to be on Dan's album, but maybe it was too similar to the Song of Dan. And they were just like, nah, too much on one album. I don't know, but it really does feel like an extension. And of course, if you know more, feel free to drop in the comments what you know, because I have done minimal research on this. Really, I've just listened to the song, enjoyed it, and I wanted to share my findings with you briefly. This is not going to be a long video. So yeah, I really, when I listen to it, because it is a song about lost love, once again, and it mentions a bluebird, but I do know also that bluebirds are symbolic in Korean culture of a messenger to heaven. So again, it's not just lost love in terms of like somebody just leaving somebody, it's lost love as in death, right? So that again kind of correlates with the Song of Dan, where he lost the love of his life. So there may be more lore implications here than I'm aware of, but to my knowledge, it really just does feel like that to me. And I love it, by the way. By the way, any song that is that has that traditional Korean sound and that traditional the Korean garb and everything, I am all for it. It is gorgeous. The Last Flower reminds me a lot of Luna by Oneness as well. I think that there are a lot of similarities. Again, the concept of lost love, which flows through that song as well. Um, even yeah, pretty much the same vibe, though they don't mention a bluebird, so maybe it's more, to me, I always felt like that was more like someone just left somebody or something happened. I don't know. It's ancient Korean times. Maybe somebody got married off. You never know. What are the lore implications? No, I'm just kidding. But so anyway, I really like that. I think it's really pretty. I really like they're obviously the choreography is insane. I really love that they actually have a lot of dancers as well to help with the fans, and it really makes it very grand. And the chorus is so hype, dude. I just because this song, like, if it is like supposed to be an extension of the Song of Dan or just like Song of Dan Part 2, I don't know, whatever. Because again, the lost flower or the last flower, we as you recall, a big theme in Dan's music video was the cherry blossom tree and the flowers falling from the cherry blossom tree. I'm just putting that out there. Something is going on, but the Song of Dan was completely a ballad, obviously, which, dude, the Song of Dan is my favorite song. I'm gonna say it. I think it allows. I think the boys do so well with ballads, dude. The way their vocals, Jahan, listen, that boy can sing. Let's not play, okay? Yes, he's a rapper. Okay, go off, King, and rap your heart out. But he has incredible vocals for a ballad. Okay, he's so strong. His vocals are so strong. Anyway, I could gush about all of them separately in different ways, but I'm gonna say that for now. But um so where that is an entirely a ballad and gorgeous, this one has a little bit more of the K-pop vibe, specifically in the chorus, um, but it still manages to keep that really beautiful sound, that Korean sound. Um, oh, my cats are zooming. Uh-oh. No zoomies, please. Okay, anyway. Um, but still zooming. That's okay. So yeah, I think it's gorgeous. I think it's awesome. I think it's great that they were able to release something even with Dan having to leave. Of course, he was in all the promotional stuff, so they prepared that before he left. But I'm just so happy. Like, listen, I know in previous videos I speculated that their group might disband. That could still be the case. I really don't know. I don't want that, but I'm just saying, like, it could absolutely be the case. Um, but I am so happy to see them actually working, like, not that they haven't been working. I know these boys are working all the time, but like they're actually doing what they love to do. And they do it so well, dude. They do it so well, okay? Like they're just they you can tell that they love what they do. And I love hearing their vocals, even though I did notice there's a lot of on this track. I don't remember this before. Maybe it was always like this, but it feels like there's a lot of like synthesizing on their voice. What is it? What am I looking for? I don't know. Auto tune. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm looking for. And it gives it a specific sound, which I think is great. So I'm not complaining about it. But I actually much prefer like I think the SBS stage, or maybe it's Inkigayo, I don't know. But one of those stages, you can really very clearly hear their vocals over the track. Oh, their vocals are so good, dude. Like, they don't need auto tune, but like, I know why they did it because it makes a specific sound, and I'm not mad about it. Okay, it sounds great. And everybody uses auto tune to some degree in all music, so I'm not no shade to auto tune. It's fine unless it's like excessive and annoying. It's fine. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that it's there. But I love being able to hear them sing. I love seeing them dance. Dude, they just are so good. The fans, I love the fans, dude. Like, can we do more of this? I love it. I love it so much. So I really I don't think I have much to say other than what I've already said. I think it's an extension of the Song of Dan that they didn't want to put on his original album, and then it kind of got left in the nether for like a long time because there was nowhere to put it. They were still doing History of Kingdom, and then we had Flip That Coin. What was that? Realize album came out, and with Flip That Coin, and it didn't fit there. So I think they were holding on to this song because they knew how much King Me's loved it, and they were like, okay, well, where are we gonna put this? And then they just decided to do it this way, and I'm not mad about it. I'm thrilled, as a matter of fact, because again, I get to see the boys on stage again. It's been a long time since Coup d'etat, which was like last year already, because it wasn't this year, was it? Wasn't it last year? You know what? It feels like, oh no, not coup d'etat, since Flip That Coin. Sorry. Which was also, wasn't that last year or was that really, really early this year? And I'm like blanking. No, I feel like it was last year. It doesn't really matter. But either way, in the span of time, I mean, we've lost Juan, we've lost Dan, but Dan will come back. It's okay. But a lot of things have been up in the air for them. So I'm really happy that they're kind of getting a win here and able to just do what they love to do again. And I'm able to see them do what they love to do again, which is my favorite. And so it's just nice to see them again, and it's very comforting. Ivan is my favorite You Song. He's my favorite. As I probably talked about this before. And so I love hearing his vocals. His higher range, it fits so well on the song. Mujin slaying, he had the visuals, dude. My little brother in Christ, like his visuals are amazing, and I the energy that he brings to every single song, he just does it. You know what I'm saying? Like he is an actor. Put him in a movie, put him in a drama, he would do so well. And then, of course, I've gushed about Jahan, so I don't need to keep doing that. But Louis, what? What? I love the introduction with him. He's a very, I feel like I don't always think about, like, when I think about Louis, I don't always think about, like, dancing. And I mean, I do. I think about dancing with all of them. But he's really good. Like, he brings a lot of elegance to the dance, okay? And I just love how he starts it, opens it up. I thought that was stunning. And then of course you've got Arthur. I mean, who can say anything? Arthur's amazing. He's a triple threat. He can dance, he can sing. I mean, they all are triple threats, but like he really brings it, you know what I'm saying? And it was awesome to see. And you know, again, Dan, amazing. We miss you, brother. Come back soon, please. Am I forgetting somebody? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. It's because there's so few now. So we've got Louis, we've got Jahan, we've got Mujin, we've got Arthur, we've got Ivan, we've got Dan. That's it. Because we had seven, now we have six. Okay, so we're good. I've mentioned all of them and gushed about all of them. Good, because they all deserve it. Of course, there are two other songs on the track, Festival and I forget what the other one is. I actually haven't listened to them, which sounds really bad, but I don't really care. Not that I don't really care about the song. I actually do want to listen to it. I just haven't had time. Festival and Forget. Those are the two songs. Um, Forget sounds depressing. I can't wait to find out. Festival sounds fun. Can't wait to find out. But that is, I just haven't had the time. I've really just been listening to The Last Flower over and over again because I can't believe we actually have it, that I can just stream it as much as I want. Um, so, and I just, again, yes. I always loved Oneness is Luna. This gives me a lot of that same vibes. And of course, the Song of Dan, which is my favorite ballad. But the Last Flower has more of the Luna vibes in that it has that pop in chorus where it's very sad and like dramatic during the solos. And then the chorus comes in and it's like, oh, we're dancing. So, anyway, now that I've embarrassed myself, I guess that's all I have to say. How did you like The Last Flower? Are you amazed that they actually put it out there officially? How much do you miss Dan? Because me, I am missing Dan. Um, are you excited about future endeavors? We may get more little solo things like this until Dan comes back. I'm not sure. Not gonna say it, but it would be cool if we did. I would love to also see the boys, maybe like the individuals, put out their own if they want to. If they don't want to, that's fine. But like, give me an album from Jahan or Mujin. or Ivan or any of them, Arthur. Like that would be amazing because I know that's a lot of what happened with BTS when they were on kind of hiatus from, guys, they were going to the military, and so a lot of them did individual stuff. That would be great. Or, if they want to expand and go into acting or whatever, I'm here to support them. I know you guys would be too. Have you heard anything through the grapevine? I know, I think Ivan and Arthur went on a survival show, I want to say. I don't like survival shows, so I would rather they didn't do that anymore. I know they've done that a few times. I've never watched them because, like, I don't like survival shows. The only survival show I've ever watched was that island one that made Enhypen, and I got really into that. But like, it was also really depressing, and like, I can't. I don't think I could, but I didn't know any of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know any of the boys that were in the island, so I had no attachment to them. I have attachment to Kingdom, so if I see them crying or upset, I know I'm gonna be upset. Like, I've seen scenes from Road to Kingdom, which was another survival show, but it was like boy bands coming on there, boy groups coming on there to, like, I don't know, compete or whatever. Oneness was on there. That's how I know. I used to be a really big fan of Oneness. I still listen to their old stuff. I just don't listen to any of their new stuff. Um, but that was really sad watching them because, like, they're already, I mean, they're all mega talented. How do you pick from mega talented groups, right? Because I don't remember the other groups that were there, but they were all mega talented. And it's always very, is it objective or subjective? I think subjective. I don't remember. But when the people choose the winners, it all feels very just subjective, like it's whatever, just the vibe or whatever. Even like when I was watching Island, as it got to like the end of Island, the decision making by the judges felt very just like on a whim almost, like, because they were all good at that point. So it was kind of like, well, we'll just pick the one I like, and it's like, but that's not the one I like. So anyway, all of this to say, I can't do that to Kingdom. Okay, I can't watch those shows. I will be upset if I see Ivan or Arthur or any of them crying. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to engage with that because that, to me, survival shows are the epitome of the evil of the K-pop industry. Okay, that's it. I don't want anything to do with that. So there's that. But I hope they don't do stuff like that. I hope they do stuff that makes them happy and maybe expands their talents and obviously, like, is, I don't know, good for them to do. I don't want them to do stuff that's like stressful, depressing, or like gonna make them cry. Like, please don't do that. If you don't have to do it, please don't do it. I'm also very curious, and I don't know if anybody's heard anything because I feel like I've looked and I've not found anything. It feels like it kind of like just stopped. I was following on Instagram this group called GF Trainees or GF something. I can't remember. GFN Trainees or something like that. And I was expecting, and I believe that was what was being hinted, was that there was another boy group coming for GF Entertainment. But then after a while, and I think specifically after Juan made his exit, that though all of those like posts stopped, everything just, maybe it was even before that, to be honest with you, but all the posts for that group like stopped. And I mean, I haven't been on Instagram in a while, so maybe they've started again. But like, it just, I don't think GFN is doing well, which I think is why they throw Kingdom at like almost anything that they can, which I don't love, by the way. Again, that's the bad part of it, because Kingdom does well. The Kingmies are loyal, and they also are very stunning when they're on the stage, okay, and very talented. It cannot be denied that they're all very talented. God has given them many gifts, and so, but I am concerned that since Kingdom is still the only group that they have, I don't think they have anybody else, that they are, anyway, I was really, all this to say, if you know anything about those trainees, I'd love to hear. But I thought a new boy group was coming, that was, because I remember initially when all the Kingdom lore was coming out, they were saying how they were going to do a villain group that would be opposed to the Kingdom heroes, right? Because Kingdom, they're like the heroes of time and space or whatever, I don't know. Some of them have like a dark bent to them because of like darkness that tries to infiltrate their goodness, right? But like, ultimately they're the good guys. Okay, we don't really in real eyes flip that coin. It was hinted that Mugen and Dan were maybe on the dark side this time around. I don't know, but like during History of Kingdom, it was kind of like Ivan and Chiu, and then eventually Juan were kind of like the we don't really know where they stand. But now I don't know if any of that's relevant. But I remember initially it was like they're the heroes and they were gonna have a villains group. And I think that's kind of where Juan got plucked from when Chiu left. So I was excited about having a villain group to oppose the heroes of Kingdom. And now now I don't think that's going to happen at all, which I think is a shame because I feel like, especially now, while Dan is away for 2 years and Kingdom they don't have anything specific to do storyline wise to push forward their narrative that I don't even know it might no longer be the narrative, but I don't know if they're going to do anything specific other than maybe smaller things while Dan is away. Having another group would help them to focus and on them, help them to grow during this time period when Dan's away. So when Dan comes back, unless somebody else has to leave at that point, then whatever. But by the time the group Kingdom is able to come back and continue the narrative, you've got this other group that has also built their narrative, and together they would push the narrative forward, and it would be super cool to see what they could do with it. But I think GFN was very ambitious and maybe a little too ambitious for what they had, and they burnt out or ran out of money or something. No slander. I don't know if any of this is true. Okay, maybe they're fine. Maybe they're doing great. That's awesome. But I do wonder what happened to that trainee group, and if I would love for them to release another group because I think not only would that take the weight off of Kingdom, but it would also help GFN, and it would help these boys to have something to say. Anyway, blah blah blah. Just chatting, just thinking about things that popped in my head. But if you know anything, let me know because I'd love to know. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I am not going to be on this channel very much unless Kingdom releases something interesting. Like obviously The Last Flower was interesting. Though there was no real narrative importance to it or lore importance to it. It's still fun and I still like to yap about Kingdom, so I'm going to do it. Um, but if you are interested, I do actually have another channel where I yap about books and video games and like whatever else interests me. So if you and I get a little vulnerable there, no problem, just yapping. So if you are interested in that, I will put in the description my other channel where I yap more often. But I will be here when Kingdom does something, or if GFN releases another boy group. I will be here. I promise. Maybe they have released them and it's literally just gone under my radar and I haven't seen it. That would be insane. I literally follow GF Entertainment. So like I should know. So if if you're posting and you're like, excuse me, they totally released another boy group. What are you talking about? I'm gonna lose my mind because I do actually follow GF Entertainment for the sole reason of keeping up with Kingdom and also finding out if they release another boy group. So if that is flown under my radar, I'm going to cry. That's hilarious. All right. But if they're not, then good. I'm glad I didn't miss anything. But anyway, so I will be here when Kingdom releases something. I will at least yap about how much I love it. And if GFN and releases any other groups, specifically if they function like Kingdom does, or if they're like the same as Kingdom. But even if they don't, that's okay. I'll probably yap about them a little bit. I am not a GFN stan, to be clear. I do not stan labels, but I do love Kingdom. I love the concept of Kingdom. I think they did a great job. So I think that they could continue to do a good job with another group. I know that the original CEO is gone, the guy who invented Kingdom. So who freaking knows what's going to happen? But hey, whatever. It's all good. So I'll be here to yap when Kingdom does things. I won't yap about, like I said, I don't follow their survival shows or anything like that. Like I know that they happen. I hear it through the grapevine or see it through their socials, but I don't want anything to, I don't want to watch it. Like I already explained why I don't like to watch it. So, but I'll be here to yap about anything they do in terms of music videos, things like that. So let me know, how are you feeling about Kingdom? Do you miss them? Are you excited for them all to come back together when Dan gets back? Are you excited for GFN to maybe release another boy group, question mark? Who knows? Um, uh, who was your favorite in Last Flower? Did you love Last Flower so much? Girl, you know I loved it. Okay. Yeah, are you excited about the future of Kingdom? I always think that they have a bright future. I really do. It just depends on what GFN does with it. But even if, like, say they did disband, my friends, they would be so fine. They could go on to solo careers or do whatever they want, and it would be amazing. So, yeah, anyway, cheers, my fellow Kingmies. Thank you for indulging me in this very lazy video in which I just yap about Kingdom. Thank you. If you want to follow me on my other channel, feel free to go there. If you don't want to, it's fine. Please do not feel obligated. I yap about whatever over there, okay? Um, but if you want just Kingdom yaps, you'll, hang out here and I'll be here when they do something. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for indulging me. Thank you for indulging the jump scare, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.